I decided to risk the traffic and head home at 4, hoping that I'll avoid the worst of it. I had a chem test today, which was I guess the most significant thing that's happened. I feel pretty good about it. There wasn't a lot of time for it. A lot of people weren't even able to finish it. Some people didn't even get to the essay question, which was the question that was worth the most points. But I managed my time well enough that I was able to finish the essay and go back and work on anything I had problems with. And most of it I just easy breezy, got right through it. For some reason though, I had a problem with the first question, which was about empirical formulas, and I started doing something wrong, and it of course put me in a bind as to what to do next. And so until I, figured out what my problem was, I wasn't able to continue on that. But I managed to fix that, and like a race with the clock at the very last minute to slapdash the numbers together and get it figured out. And then the other question I had a problem with was about partial pressure. And for some reason I didn't think to, I guess I didn't understand what the question was asking at first, so I started to do all these calculations for one thing, and when I realized that it wanted the partial pressures after the effusion, and not, I think it wanted a total pressure, but, so I got stuck on that, and I moved forward from it as soon as I had a problem with it, and then when I came back to it, I didn't have enough time to do much more. And silly me, I didn't realize until after that I could have just used a proportion on it, but I went the long way around. But overall, I think the test will be, pretty well in my favor. I think my essay question was okay, and this teacher's said to be a generous grader, so hopefully he'll give me lots of nice partial credit for any questions I may have had problems with. But overall, I think it should be just fine. Chemistry has been, even though this is the next level, we've been working with some, I don't want to call it review, but it feels like review because at this point I've now had exposure to it. So now that I actually, know what I'm dealing with to some extent, everything feels a lot easier. And the calculations involved in chemistry, once you know what the question is asking of you, plugging in the numbers is so easy. The math itself is just really simple. All it is multiplying and dividing basically everything. So I feel good about that. Lab was fun. We were dealing with identifying solutions, unknown solutions by what kind of reactions they had with each other versus observing reactions of known solutions. So that was a very quick lab. And then just physics class and math class today as well. In Calculus 2, we're currently studying what is said to be the hardest part of this calculus class, and what makes Calculus 2 one of the more difficult maths is integration and or series and sequences with integration. So yeah, that's fun. It's of course everything's new, and I'm trekking along, and in class I understand it, and with homework I'm able to work my way through, but it's just when it comes to the testing that things go poorly. So I'm going to just do as much practice problems on my own as I can, and get help if I have any difficulty understanding. But I don't know, maybe this next test on the most difficult stuff will go better for me. That would be both ironic and nice, I guess. And in physics, we are dealing with applications of Newton's second law. So we are doing doing, gosh, we are basically just dealing with forces and calculating forces and their magnitude and how, you know, gravity affects and acceleration. And basically it feels like just these are all buzzwords right now. Physics is still new. You know, this is only a few weeks into my first ever class with it. So it's more difficult to play around with the words. But I like it. Today was a good day. I feel like that test went well. I'm excited to get it back next week. I've only got a little bit left of my currently due chemistry homework to do. I've got about 7 problems that are due online Thursday night, I don't know. And I got a little bit ahead on some homework, so there's not much to do tonight. I'm going to go to dinner with a friend. Part of why I'm heading home earlier and risking the traffic rather than hang around in the library. Friday, I have a UC Davis transfer day, basically where prospective transfer students get to go and there are tours and I guess we get to talk to people and things like that. So that should be fun. I'm not coming up to school and then getting on the bus to then go all the way back to Davis, because that would just be unnecessarily out of my way, and I'd have to leave the house at like 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. or something to get to the buses on time. So I'm just going to be driving myself, which is, you know, giving me a little bit of anxiety of having to get to Davis by myself and then figure out where to go from there to meet back up with my Santa Rosa groups, but I hope it'll be fine. And then something else that's cool that's coming up in the future-ish is somebody from Sonoma State stopped by the physics class last week and got our information for any interested parties to go to a physics camping trip kind of thing at, gosh, I can't think of the name of the park. But it's a park up here, so going camping and doing some stargazing. It sounds like there's a observatory up in the park as well, and it's free and it's, you know, full food and everything, and it's on my birthday, April 17th. So I put down my name for being interested, and it's first come first serve when they send out the emails, because I guess it's a limit of 50 people, and I'd have to borrow like a tent and sleeping bag from somebody, but I think that would be a lot of fun. I haven't ever been to an observatory, and I haven't, you know, I never did camp or things like that, so I think that'll be a fun experience if I can convince myself to not be super, you know, introvert about it, or, you know, check it out at the last minute. And then the other I don't know, it's not exciting, it's terrifying, but I finally have a dentist appointment for Monday. I've been without dental insurance for the last 5 years, 4.5, something like that, and so I haven't gone, which is, I know it's not the smartest. I probably, if I put my mind to it, I would have been able to figure out what I needed to do. I could have gotten all my problems taken care of ahead of time, but I avoid, and the prospect of, you know, thousands of dollars worth of dental work were just not exciting. But my hole in my tooth has gotten to such a point where it is now causing me pain, and I feel that the tooth itself has decayed to a point where it's split, and so I'm more nervous about eating and things like that, even though I've already been favoring that side and not chewing on it for quite some time. But I contacted my old dentist, you know, put myself in their mercy, and asked for if they were able to see me without insurance, and if they were able to do some payment plan type things. And so they're going to see me Monday, and she's my fingers crossed and hope that I don't need a root canal, but I am almost 99% certain that this will not be solved by a simple filling. I think I have at least one other cavity that might be able to be fixed with a filling, but otherwise, for the rest of the state of my teeth, I do not know. Maybe I will be able to use this dental appointment as a kickboard for getting other health stuff taken care of, such as, you know, my bi-yearly pap smear and just a general checkup, and maybe getting some more meds for my migraines and back spasms and stuff like that. It'd be nice. Yeah, so today was good. Things are happening. Nothing else exciting this week in terms of school stuff. I've got 2 more weeks, or 1 week after this